Hello everybody. As I post this video today, I'm really aware of the fact that as a country, as a planet, and individually, we are all struggling under a lot of grief and burdens and sadness. So I just offer this video as my way of trying to inject a little positivity into the world. I read something interesting on Facebook yesterday that, unlike that expression, we're in the same boat now, this situation certainly doesn't lend itself to that thought. Rather, it's more like we're in the same storm now, but we're all in very different boats. And I think nowhere does that show up more than how we are individually spending time these days. So I decided to make the topic of this video about time. And I'm going to start with a little story. I don't know who the author is. I can't seem to find that, but it's a great little story. And like all great little stories, it starts with once upon a time. Once upon a time, there was an island where all the feelings lived. Happiness, sadness, greed, and all the others, including love. And one day, it was announced to the feelings that the island was going to sink. And all of the other feelings constructed boats and made their preparations to leave, all except love. Love wanted to stay for the last possible moment. And finally, when it was becoming too apparent that the island was sinking, love decided to ask for help. Richness went by in a grand vessel, and love called out, "Richness, will you take me with you?" But Richness answered, "Oh, love, my boat is filled with gold and silver, and I just don't have any room for you." Soon thereafter, Vanity passed by, and love asked Vanity if Vanity would help her. But Vanity said, "Oh, love, I'm sorry. You're all wet, and you'll get my beautiful boat wet. Sorry, I can't help you." So love tried again. Love reached out to Sadness and said, "Sadness, can I go with you?" But Sadness said, "Oh, love, I'm sorry. I'm so sad. I just really need to be by myself." And Happiness was so happy, she didn't even hear love when love called to her. But suddenly a voice was heard, and it was an elder who said, "Come, love, I will take you." So overjoyed and relieved was love to reach dry land that she never even thought to ask who it was that helped her. And by that point, the elder had gone. So she asked another elder, Knowledge, "Who helped me?" And Knowledge answered, "It was time. Time helped you." And love looked perplexed and said, "Well, why would time help me?" And Knowledge answered with great wisdom, "Because time is the only thing that understands how valuable love is." And I've often thought that in a way you could interchange those two, time and love. It could be time that refused to leave and love rescued it. And then it would be only love understands how valuable time is. And in these days when we are spending time differently, I know that a lot of parents are with their children more often than maybe as has become their normal over the years. So I'm going to share with you a little poem I wrote. I heard it in my mind as a song, really, and it's called Time from My Day. And you've been telling me you like the stories behind the poem, so just briefly I'll tell you that the idea for this poem came one day after school. I used to teach primary children for a few years, and I was walking some of them to the bus after school, and I held my arms out to my side, and the little darlings all huddled under my arms, and I made the remark that, "You make me feel like a bird, and I'm sheltering you with my wings." And then that evening I was talking to my sister, and we were talking about education in general and how parents often have great difficulty finding the resources they want for their children. And it occurred to me how children and parents give each other so much support. It's a very symbiotic, reciprocal kind of relationship. So I started to write these words, and it's like a conversation between a child and a parent. So it starts out with the child's part. If I were a bird, I would shelter you with my wings. If I were a bird, I would shelter you while my little heart sings. If I were a cat, I would purr all day in our home. If I were a cat, I would purr all day, never ever to roam. But I'm not a cat or a bird so free, I'm just a little wee child. I need to know that you'll care for me and give me strength for a while. Then I can bring laughter and joy to you and fill your heart with my play. Just teach me all the right things to do and save some time from your day. But oh, little child, you're a bird so free. On your wings I can fly. When I hear your heart beating close to me, heaven's there in your eyes. Sometimes in the morning I hear you purr. You bring love to our home. Just like a cat, you have found your place, and someday you will roam. So I know that then I must set you free, though you're my little wee child. I'll always try to be there for you, to give you strength for a while. Then you can bring laughter and joy to me, and fill my heart with your play. I don't always know the right things to do, but I'll save time from my day. If I were a dragon, I'd guard our home night and day. If I were a dragon, I'd guard our home, keeping trouble away. If I were a horse, I would carry you on the wind. If I were a horse, I would carry you to secret places I've been. But I'm not a horse or a dragon grand. I'm just a little wee child. I need to know that you'll hold my hand and hear my dreams for a while. Then I can bring laughter and joy to you and fill your heart with my play. Just teach me all the right things to do and save some time from your day. But oh, little child, you're a dragon grand, breathing life into me. Your spirit shining in every plan, our small troubles can flee. I can remember when I rode the wind, just by taking your hand. You keep the key to all of my youth in your faraway land. So I know that I have my castle right here, in my little wee child. Your dreams are safe, should they happen to fall. I'll hold them close for a while. Then you can bring laughter and joy to me, and fill my heart with your play. I won't always know the right things to do, but I'll save time from my day. I'll save you time from my day. And I want to put a little shout out there to my friend Laura Walker, because I had approached Laura one time of trying to somehow take those lyrics and put them to a melody. And she did a really great job. And it's been shared twice with Laura, once at the school where we were both teaching, and at a surprise assembly. She had a lovely singer sing the child's part, and she played the parent's part. And again, that happened at a fundraiser that she had arranged in Durham one day. And she coached this beautiful singer, Sarah Vanderhyde, to be the child's part, and again, she played the parent's role. So it's found its audience, and once when I was sharing it in Fairhope, Alabama as part of a larger poetry collection, I noticed a woman crying silently in the audience, and at the end I wanted to speak with her, and she said that she was so happy to have heard that poem because it gave her pause to think. She was a grandmother, but she was in the position now of having to help raise her grandchildren, and she had been feeling a bit of resentment about that because that's not how she imagined she would spend that time of her life. But she realized through thinking about that symbiotic bond that indeed this was a blessing for her, a time when she could get to know her grandchildren better and to really appreciate that bond. So I know as a teacher of young children that they can be exhausting. So if you're a parent out there that's running out of some ideas or just feeling a little bit like you need your own time, I hope that you will really appreciate this unprecedented stretch of time where you get a chance to know those precious children better. And I'll just end with something from a poem I wrote once that said, let us savor the fragrance of each moment, keenly aware that time's fleeting beauty rests in our hands. And I want to thank all of you who are sharing these videos because it just fills me with the greatest joy to know that now my voice is being heard not only in Canada and the United States, but in England, Denmark, Romania, Africa. And people have always told me that I have a comforting, soothing voice. I take no credit for that. It's a gift, I guess, from God, and I think that God wants us to share our gifts. So you can help put a comforting voice out there in the world by just hitting the share button. And have a great day, everybody.